Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys. Today we're going to talk about certain traits that almost don't match us. And to kick it off, we're going to have Banos ask Nick everything she wants to know about him being a fighter.
Because at first look, she was like, he ain't no fighter.
Not a fighter.
Once a fighter, always a fighter.
Like anything you want to know about, like, because we mentioned Nick as a fighter and she always makes her laugh.
She was so taken
holds her
back.
fucking belly,
Like she
dude.
couldn't believe it. It was almost as if like she met a retard and the retard was like, I went to Harvard. And you're like, you went to Harvard?
That's what it felt like. Okay,
Yeah.
Banos.
That's
And-
what it was like.
Yeah, and that I could second that.
You went to Harvard? Yeah, so go ahead.
She was like in disbelief. She was like belly laughing, like, you a fighter?
That was it.
I just can't imagine you hitting anybody.
No, that's the part that really got me. She's like, "You're a fighter," and you're like, everybody's like, "Yeah, he was right." And she's like, "You hit people?"
And that's why I stopped.
And then she
Because I
had
got
to-
that
She
reaction.
had to clarify like I'm speaking English, okay? Like she was like striking, right? Striking.
Like punching?
Like you used to do what the people did yesterday that we saw.
Like you take your hands and your feet and you move them
You
in
know what, though?
aggressive ways against people.
That's the funny thing of like when you size a person up and you think someone can and whatever, and then when you really start going into the sport of fighting and how good people are, and they look so innocent and they look so cute, but they're vicious, right? And then something turns on them, like Ron. Like Ron is one of the most friendliest, peaceful looking guys, but when he goes ding, he's a hunter, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Is that why? Because he looks like a peaceful guy?
Insult me again, please.
He's so laid back. And like when we were watching yesterday, none of those people are laid back.
Yeah.
Right? So then I see Nick and I'm like, what? Like you're like on top of your game sometimes? Like, I don't know. It just seems
Oh, another dagger. Just another.
She twisted it too.
Oh, fuck.
So when you first started, what was the thing that you were good at naturally and what took you the longest to get better at?
I was naturally good at striking, but I still wasn't that natural at it. Yeah. That was like my forte. That was what like
Did you get into fights a lot back then?
in like middle school, high school, I kind of got in some fight. The reason why I started fighting was because in high school, there was this thing that all the kids did, all the guys did. We had like half a day and they were like, hey, we're going to do a fight club. Like all boys kind of do this in some form. We're going to gather. And I fought this one kid that I didn't really like. Actually, the white kid from the story I told about earlier where he called his mom a bitch. I threw down with that dude and I've always wanted to beat the shit out of him. And we fought and I was like, yo, this is sick. This is dope. And I got to really like, I had a spark for me. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to start pursuing this. And I started training. I would find buddies I could train with, you know, and then eventually I joined the gym. That's how I kind of started.
You wanted to get into it because you wanted to learn how to beat people up better.
Well, it was just like, I just beat up that one guy. Like I wasn't like a phenom or anything.
He had a taste of drugs.
Well, the way you're making it sound is like, well, you know, this is like, I really like this. So then you went to go take classes.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do another sport. I could see myself doing well at this. In my head, it was like, I grew up doing martial arts. I did karate when I was a kid. So it was like a natural base for me, right? So I was like, all right, I could take the skills that I learned from when I was little and I could turn it into something. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pursue this. I started fighting. I started training. And then one day, the coach was like, hey, you want to do a fight? And I was like, all right. They just kept asking me to do it. And I just kept saying yes. So like 4 or 5 fights later, you know, that's when I started getting like injuries and I wasn't like training that smart. I was just kind of like doing it too much. And then I got injuries and then I shifted to like a coaching role. That's kind of how it kind of started.
But you don't coach. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. Okay. Wait, so you did 4 or 5 fights?
Yeah.
Is that a lot?
Not really. No. That's why I say I dabbled. Like I didn't really do it that much.
What was actually going through your mind the very, very first time you got hit?
It was what the fuck did I sign up for? Like my first day of sparring.
I would argue though, even one fight's a lot. Because most people don't even do one, and most people don't even train. So even like the random guy that showed up inside the cage yesterday, like the guy that has like 1-0 or 1-1, to me that's already crazy because he's had to train however many years. Then the week of the fight, you have crazy anxiety. You have to weigh in, you make the weight cut, and the night before you can't even sleep because you're like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing tomorrow? You question everything. So to me, even like one fight is a lot. And he did that 4
Thanks,
times.
bro. I appreciate that.
He did that at least 4 times.
So the fights you're talking about is like the big situation that happened yesterday?
What do you mean
Yeah,
the
it's
big
just
situation?
like that.
Like a whole,
So I
like
did-
in the ring.
Yeah.
So to practice, you don't actually practice fighting?
You
do
do.
spar. Yeah, you have like
spar.
sparring days. Yeah.
So like,
Like where you're hitting each other.
You do years of training like that.
So like
To fight in there.
So
Yes.
say you get scheduled for a fight, you usually have like 8 weeks to start preparing for a fight.
Okay. I didn't know you were talking about. Okay, I thought you just said basically you just tried fighting 4 or 5 times, meaning like practice like training.
oh, I
4 to
4 or
5 times.
5 times.
And I was like, okay, and now you're coaching people?
That's the right response, though. That's the right response. If that's what you thought, that's the right response.
Okay. So
That's
like
funny.
the fight is like a dance performance. Like the
Yes.
whole okay.
And then you have the whole prep for the performance.
It's not dancing. I'm not dancing.
I know.
He was
but,
like
you
he was like
know.
at an open mic for fighting.
Yeah.
But that's how they kind of would do it. Like they would do like smokers. They'd be like, all right, we're going to have matchups on this day. So you go on the Saturday, you find a matchup. They'd be like, oh, you're similar in weight. You're similar in weight, similar experience. All right, you guys are going to fight each other. And then that's how we would do it. So I did like 2 kickboxing fights and then I did 2 MMA fights. 2 MMA fights is the ones that we just watched, the ones in the cage. So I did 2 cage fights and then I won one. I lost one because I got out grappled.
No, we don't want to hear the excuses, just the scores.
Not an excuse, just an objective fact.
Damn.
So then that's when I started wrestling and I was like, all right, going back to your first question, that's when I said, okay, I'm not that good at grappling. I have to get good at grappling. So then I started doing a ton of that. And then now I just only teach jiu-jitsu now.
Is grappling like jujitsu the
Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, yeah, the gay stuff. The butt scooting, gay stuff, laying on my back.
and that's what you like?
The ground and pound.
That's not what I like.
Well, that was what his weakness was, so he turned it into a strength.
And now it's the only thing you do. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's because I just didn't want to get hit in the head all the time.
But you
'Cause
still coach people for striking.
yeah,
and
I
stuff,
still coach people for striking. I still strike.
One of
stuff.
your favorite people takes classes from him.
Oh,
mutual friends.
I know a lot of people and
This is a very specific person.
But
Yeah, one of your,
Yeah,
one of your
yeah.
favorite people in the whole universe, man.
yeah.
Nick's one of my favorite people.
Shut up, Banos, dude. Shut the hell up, dude.
What do you do? Hit me?
I might. I'll punch a girl. I punch many girls in my day, okay?
Oh, dude, you're laid back.
Yeah, I'm a laid back, but I'll punch a chick.
It's weird because you're like uptight and laid back at the same time.
Kind of my vibe. I'm not uptight at all, actually. I'm actually very easygoing.
Very, very good yin yang.
Confusing.
He's in a relaxed position, but he's like rock hard. He's like solid. Looks like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rock.
yeah.
No, when I honestly, when I look
He
back,
looks relaxed with the pillows like this.
You hear the leather on the couch.
every time she asks me a question, I get tighter and tighter, dude.
Your problem.
It's nice
We're
to hear
just-
someone else ask
We're
you though.
just talking.
When I look back at what I used to do, I go, I can't believe I did that. Like I
Like what specifically?
just the me pursuing fighting, like going into that because it was crazy. Like I learned really quick that I was like, I don't know, this is for me. Like competing all the time and fighting, I didn't really get that much joy out of it. It was more of like once I started coaching and helping other people do it, then I started getting a lot more joy and like excitement from it. And I was like, oh, I really like doing this.
He's gonna be like the kung fu master that's on the top of the mountain that you have to seek out, and then he's like, "I'm retired," and you're like, "Please, Sifu, please make me your student."
Gave it up already.
No student.
That is cool though, because you had to learn to do it before you could teach it.
Yeah. And that's why I think I'm good at teaching beginners is because I went through all the growing pains all the time.
There are teachers that
You
have never
only
done
like
fights,
teaching
right?
beginners?
Well, I think most people don't want to teach beginners. Like if you're a high level guy, you don't want to have to go through the fucking same thing over and over again. But I really like connecting those pieces for a lot of people. And most of the people, because I taught a lot of kids growing up, like through I would only teach the kids classes. And I think that helped me just get better at teaching like the fundamentals and stuff like that. But yeah, it is crazy because it does feel like a completely different person, a whole different like mindset to even do that. And looking back now, I'm like, I'm such a pussy now. It's crazy.
So when you saw his cauliflower ear, what do you think was the reason for that?
Birth defect, right?
No, I don't know what I thought about it.
She's like, they look weird.
Blobfish. That's what she said.
Actually, now that you're saying it, it does make sense that he fights because of the ears. I just never put the two together.
Just
They
thought
just
his
look
bowels
mangled.
or someone.
I don't really know. I don't really know.
That's nice that you didn't focus on that or anything.
No.
Now when I talk to Banos, I'm gonna just see her just look at my ears and be like,
Were those from when you were fighting though?
yeah. I got this one from. Well, I got both of them from fighting. Yeah.
So in those 4 to 5 fights that you did,
I got this one from just training in my first like 6 months.
what? And that didn't make you want to
Jeez.
stop?
It did. It made me. Well, it did both. It was like, well, you can't quit now.
Oh, that's true.
Because now I have, and it like cauliflower ear is like it's like a badge of honor, I guess, right?
6 months in?
Yeah, because I had big old dumb floppy ears, and they just were, and I was just getting beat up all the time. Like when I first started training, I thought I was gonna be like a phenom. I was like, dude, I'm fucking sick. This is a natural thing for me. I'm gonna be good. I got my ass kicked for like the first like 3 years, like just destroyed, to the point where I was like, when my coaches were like, "You want to fight?" I was like, "Have you seen me in practice, bro? I'm getting smoked every fucking day." You know, because I was just training with guys who were just better, you know. But I think me going through that and then actually fighting and then being like, oh, I can do this. Like, this is something that isn't that crazy. And it's something that I actually was kind of good at one point in time. That's when I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can do this. So it was like, for me, it was just going through the pains of getting fucked up and still doing it anyway. I think it was really important for me as like, a person, like personal development. You know?
Yeah.
I think it taught me a lot. Whatever, dude. Fucking cancel this video.
No, this
What
is
is
good.
your
No, it's
what
good
is
because
your
like
problem?
Because to me, when I talk about this stuff, I think it's boring. You know what I mean? So
It's not boring. It's so interesting.
I do think that there's a very powerful thing that like a lot of times people will, I don't know, chase their passions, their careers, their hobbies or whatever. And then they reach some conceptual point of like failure or loss. And that's like a quit zone. Whereas like fighting is so definitive. Like if you have a loss, that is like a loss. And then you're still like, yeah, I'm gonna do this like 4 more times. And then you're still gonna stay in the game or the industry. Like I do think that fighting is like the kind of the most black and white, like win, lose feeling.
Because like, let's say
Highest
you're like
highs.
doing auditions or whatever. If you don't get something, you can look at it from an optimistic point of view. This door closed, so this one open. But in fighting, it's like if you have a loss, it's an objective loss.
Yeah.
And there's really no.
Not even other sports, like losing a basketball game is like that was a loss for that season, and there's still like this many, and like there's still so many different versions of getting better in order to get ready for this next. A fight, when you lose, like physically, record, and spiritually, mentally, there's so much defeat.
So permanent. And it's not like a credit score where you can bring it back up. That one is that one loss
Forever.
is forever.
yeah.
And it's a career loss too. Like a lot of the times it'll like, that's it. You lost. You're done.
No, for sure. Because that's how I felt. Like when my last MMA fight, I lost. And at that time, all the guys that we were training with, they were all like undefeated. And I was like, damn, bro, like I'm 1-1 already. Like this is I'm washed. I can't even beat this guy. You know, like, but those are the real thoughts that you're having, because you're like, at this level, I can't beat that fucking dude. Like, man, how am I gonna make it to the next level? Like you have to battle those thoughts. And that's the last thing you want when you're fighting, right? It's like, because you have to be very confident in your skills and your ability. Otherwise, why the fuck you doing it?
What if your record was gonna be 50-3, but the first 3 it would have been 0-3?
Yeah, like that I think for a lot of
It's possible,
people,
too.
a lot of people quit after that. Like they just don't.
You just had to wait for the 4th fight.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes that's why when you start your career with like a bunch of losses and you could kind of turn it around, that speaks more volumes, I think, right? Because it's like at the end.
But the record thing sucks because like if you're a stand-up comedian and you just suck, you could be like booed for like 50 times, no one knows, and you could perfect your skill.
And fighting has such a high turnover rate for that reason, right? Like you can get injured. Like we train with so many guys who are so promising and they could have made it to the big leagues, but one injury, or their girl got pregnant, or they had to go back to school, something happened in their life where they couldn't do this anymore and they had to go to work and shit like that. So for me, it was always a balance of, am I going to continue this path and make no money for a really long time? Or I could actually, like the first, as a college student, somebody was like, hey, can you teach me a private? And I was like, all right, how much? And then I was like, $65. And at the time, as a college student, if I could work $65 an hour just doing something I love,
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I could, like, nurses make that in an hour, bro. Like, I could do this now and like pay my way through college and support myself while doing a hobby I really enjoy. So for me, I was like, I think I'm just gonna go this way. And I got all these concussions and I was like, man, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze anymore. And I had more people asking me to coach them than like fighting. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna just do this.
But now it's 100 and now.
Yeah, homie. 125, homie.
What is it? What is it actually?
Don't worry about it, dude. Come on,
What the
man.
fuck?
Hey, if I decide to
You gotta ask, you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying?